What is up, y'all? It is your boy Winston Wolf. I'm back. I just want to do a quick video about my unpleasant second experience trying to watch Black Widow. I watched it the first time. I live in a state where we have legal marijuana, so I was under the influence. When you're under the influence and you're tired and it's at night, it's easy to overlook a lot of things that really suck. But with this second viewing, I noticed a lot of terrible, cringy things, and it was so bad that I couldn't get all the way through the movie. So let's just talk about some eye-opening cringiness that I noticed last night. The first thing is the choice for the little boy or little girl. I don't know what it is that played the young Scarlett Johansson in that with the blue hair, and I totally see what they're trying to do. They're trying to push the agenda. They're trying to do the we're gender fluid or whatever. It's just, I don't want to get into it because I'm gonna rant and I'm gonna get pissed off, and it's just like, couldn't you get a little girl? Couldn't you get a little girl that looks like a little girl? That whole decision is just, it's disgusting, stupid, and cringy. The second thing is them doing the Bray Wyatt Exorcist Walk when they were at the park, the young Scarlett and the young sister or whatever. I just, I was a little kid once, and I've seen little kids play. And, I mean, even though legally right now I'm required to stay 500 yards away from any playground, but I've seen little kids play. And people breaking out in Exorcist backwards crab walks, whatever. But, and then David Harbour, man, okay, the first scene with him and, God, I can't remember her name, the chick from The Mummy. I was like, oh, they did the whole de-aging thing. Well, let me Google and see how old David Harbour is. 46. David Harbour is 46, and they had to de-age him that much. He's aging like a loaf of bread and 2 gallons of milk. This dude, wow. 46, and they had to de-age him that much. Okay, Dave. But the first major cringe, besides the whatever that was that played the young Scarlet with the blue hair, is them when they get in the car and the younger sister's like, play my favorite song, and the cassette is in the deck. It's not pushed in, but they push the cassette in, and it's the crappy song that nobody likes, the whole American Pie song. And just right there, I was thinking, like, man, if I ever have kids and their favorite song is American Pie, and they want me to play it every single time we go in the car, I'm going to purposely drive us off a cliff. I'm going to be one of those parents. You're going to hear, like, oh, so we don't know what was going on. He just drove them right off a cliff into a river. Oh, what a tragedy. No, it's going to be the kid's fault because they wanted me to play American Pie every time we got in the car, and that's not going to happen. I would rather cause the death of me and my children that listen to American Pie every time we got in the car. And just the fact that they had the cassette in there, so just, in your mind, you're thinking like, oh man, they must really listen to that every time they get in the car. And how she survived to be 5 years old, forcing the parents to play that, how they haven't killed her before then, that's the story I want to see. I want to see that movie. I want to see the movie where the girl drives the parents, who are trained killers, drives them so insane by requesting to hear American Pie every time they get in the car that they just turn around and just shoot her point blank in the face. That's the movie I want to see. And then, okay, so you already know the movie. I'm not going to go through the plot and everything. You've already seen this movie. Even if you don't want to see Black Widow, just because you've invested so much time into this whole universe and this whole storyline, it's like when I absolutely did not want to watch Captain Marvel, but just because certain things were referenced about what happened in that movie, I had to see it just to complete the story, just to know what was going on, with the whole Skrull people and everything like that. And trust me, that was a painful experience also. But in this, man, so they get to where the kids are going to the Red Room to be trained or whatever like that, and they have them in some kind of, I don't know, camp or whatever. But you see one of the kids drops their stuffed rabbit into a puddle, and they have a close-up of the stuffed rabbit in the puddle. And I'm like, how can you get any more hackier? Can you, like, that's so cheesy and just a lame thing that, like, a ninth grader would think up if they were doing their own film. Like, yeah, and then to really push the point across that, this is sad and this is a tragedy for their kids. We're going to put like their toy bear, we're going to have that laying on the ground, or their stuffed rabbit laying in a puddle. It's just garbage. But then probably the biggest cringe in the beginning of the movie is that whole version of Nirvana. I can't remember the name of the song. But anyways, it's one of those, hey, let's redo a song, but let's make it super slow and sad so we can just push our point across about how serious and emo this is. That was terrible. And that's everything that I just mentioned is literally in the first 5 to 6 minutes of the movie. So right there, I don't care if the rest of the movie is a damn masterpiece. You can't start off a movie like that. Kevin Feige needs to put his foot down, because between these shows and now the movies falling into this absolute mediocrity, something has to be done. And then there another thing. This is how you know how bad Marvel is going off the rails. There's 2 scenes where it's clearly a stunt woman's body. Not a stunt woman's body, but a stunt body for Scarlett. And it's not for stunts, it's just for looks. So there's one scene where she's looking at hair dye, and they pan up from the bottom, and as soon as it got to her butt, I could tell. I was like, that's not Scarlett. I'm a red-blooded heterosexual man. I've been checking out Scarlett for years. That's not her butt. I've checked out her package many a time. And then it goes up, and then once it gets to the breast, and then they stop once it gets to the neck, and she's reading this box of hair dye. And you could tell between the butt and the breast, that's not her. And I'm like, you could have, unless she's really in rough shape, you could have put some padding or something, or camera tricks, lighting, I don't know. But you could have did something. But they brought in, a stunt package for her. Then the next one, about a minute later, she's walking to her truck, and she's got like these gray, tight sweatpants. And, the sight is glorious. It's her butt from behind. It's just a close-up on the butt and her walking to her truck. Again, you could tell that's not her. They had to bring in a stunt butt and stunt boobs for Scarlett Johansson. So that's telling you, the level of lameness that we're working with here. And then, so they try to keep it a secret through the whole production, and I knew they were going to make Taskmaster a woman. I knew it even when I first heard about it, because you just know, Marvel has just gone down this idiotic, woke, we got to have diversity no matter how much it hurts the project type garbage. So as soon as when the movie started and I saw Olga's name, I can't say her last name, Karolinko, whatever. But ironically enough, she's like my favorite Bond girl. She's, I don't know, but once I saw her that she was in the movie and she was not in any of the promotional stuff, any of that, I was like, man, are you serious? So, I feared that they were going to make Taskmaster a girl once I saw that name and put 2 and 3 and 4 together. I knew that was going to be her. And then the first time Taskmaster is on screen and you just watch the way that she's walking and just moving, you're just like, that's a woman. That's a woman that was told, walk like... And this is how lame Marvel has become. Whoever is in charge of that whole thing, they told her, they said, study how men walk. Walk like a man, because we're going to give them this big reveal, and they're going to see that it's a woman. No, we knew it was going to be a woman from jump because of how terrible you've been handling your projects. We knew it was going to be a woman. Nobody's going to be surprised. And do you think when you did the big reveal, people were going to be like, oh my God, it's a woman? That's so cool. No, we're going to be like, wait, Taskmaster isn't a woman. What are you doing? So, and then from that point on, I was like, it's getting too late. I had a long day. I don't want to end the day with any more disappointment. Let me get on my phone, look up some porn in the night well. Let me just shut Black Widow off. And it's just, I probably will never watch it again. Because it's your boy Winston Wolf. I'm out.